Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is YGO Anime Decks and Duels, and today we are doing a deck profile on Marik Ishtar. As you can see, Winged Dragon of Ra, which would be Marik's kind of trump card he used quite a bit in Battle City. Definitely his best card. So, alrighty, let's get this started. Winged Dragon of Ra, we kind of use him with the anime effect, so it's quite a bit to remember, but if you want kind of more, if you want a little bit more information on what we do with him, just look down in the description, and we tell you what we do with the Egyptian God cards. So, alright, so that's the first card. Second card is Mass Beast Guardius. Really good card. What I like about this card is the fact it's got 3,300, so we can trump like a Blue Eyes if you're playing Kaiba, and it pretty much is just super dude. So I really like the card. Kind of sucks the only way you can tribute him is with Grand Tiki Elder or Melkid, the four-faced beast, but besides that, he's really good. And speaking of them two, here they are. Usually these are just mostly sacrifice monsters unless you have Mass Beast Guardius, but besides that, that's just what they are. Makira, the Destructor. We use this card the same as the effect states, that you can use a trap card from your hand. Really super good card, and it's used quite a bit. Next card is Gilgarth. Really sweet monster, another 4-star monster, 1,800, so 100 less than Vorshrader, but still good normal monster, good 4-star normal monster. Trump quite a bit of stuff and just does a real good job. Okay, as I've said in our other videos, we rad some cards, so that way they're more like, they have more of the anime effects, so they have more of the anime feel when you're playing with them. So the next card I have is Jurigato, and we treat him as a normal monster. So we don't use his effect, we don't even look at the effect, we just use the 1,700 and 1,300. So yeah, just another 4-star tribute monster. Dark Geroid, really good card, super good card. Love this card. It's awesome because, you know, I mean, pretty much you can just, if it, like, say like your opponent had a Kaiser Glider on the field, you know, you drop him 800 points, and then you can trap him with like something else like Gilgarth or something, or Jurado. Really good card. And finally, we have Holding Arms and Holding Legs. These two cards we've been waiting for a very long time. Konami finally printed them, and we're very thankful that they have them. Love these two cards. Love to play with them. Effects are, they're okay, but mostly just the really cool pictures and authenticity of the deck with Holding Arms and Holding Legs. Next is one of our fake cards we have made, which is Plasma Eel. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. During either player's turn, you can equip this card to one face-up monster opponent controls. The equipped monster cannot be tributed, and it loses 500 attack during each of your opponent's standby phases. So that's what we do with that card. It's a really cool card. We debated having 3 of them in the deck, but Marik has so much variety of cards, we decided just to keep it at 1. And it's a pretty good card. Helpamore, really good card. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard as a result of battle, this card effect is activated. As long as it is in the graveyard, your opponent discards 1 random card from his or her hand at the end of his battle phase. This cannot be special summoned from the graveyard. This card cannot be special from the graveyard. Another good card. Marik's deck's just full of super good cards. Revival Jam. Next card, we have him errated, where you don't have to pay life points for him to regenerate. Also, you can only regenerate him once per turn, but you don't have to pay life points, so that way it keeps a little bit more like the anime effect, but still really cool card. And Revival Jam, you know, introduced with strings against Yugi, and then Marik kind of brought that over. Marik used some of his cards in Battle City that is, oh, what were they called? Well, whatever they were called. Not Dark Knights. What were the guys called?
What?
Marik's dudes.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, we'll come back to that if we think of it. So you might Google that real fast. Next card is Dralago. Decent effect, decent monster, 1,600, 1,100, alright. Lava Golem, really cool card, especially if your opponent has 2 strong monsters on the field. You can sacrifice for them and summon him on their side of the field. But besides that, I mean, 3,000 attack was just always pretty dominant. Nudoria, another good card that Marik uses. Lord Poison and Lakunga. Marik used this in the 4-way duel, these two cards here. For some reason, he introduced some plant-type monsters in his 4-way duels. I don't know why, but he did, and it was kind of cool. So there's just kind of a couple cool monsters we can add to the deck, and I kind of like. Next is the card known as Granadora, but we address it as Swallowtailed Spike Lizard. And we've ratted the effect. Well, we've ratted the effect so that way, this card's official name is Swallowtail Spike Lizard. Its effect is as long as this card remains face up in defense position, increase your life points by 1,000 during each of your standby phases. So that's how we rock Swallowtail Spike Lizard, so that's why we call him that, just like in the anime. Morphing Jar, I believe this card was never actually used by Marik, but it was seen in his hand, so we just toss it in there. And plus, this is a really cool thing that we use in the decks. Oh, Marik's guys. I forgot what they're called this time right now.
3 of them, right?
No, there's a bunch of them. I forgot what they're called. Legendary Fiend, Marik's probably best tribute monster. Gains 700 attack during each of your standby phases, so it can gain attack pretty quick. As you guys seen in the last video, even though I still lost because somehow Joey trumped me. I should have attacked on a battle phase, but I forgot to because I'm an idiot. Boganian, during each of your standby phase, inflicts 600 damage to your opponent's life points. Marik kind of like to chip away at opponent's life points and make them suffer during the anime, and so a lot of his cards reflect that. And Boganian is another super cool card that Marik used, and it just kind of chips away at your opponent's life points, and it does a really cool job of just kind of draining your opponent's life points. That's a cool card. Okay, now we're starting our spells. We'll toss this over here to the side. Our spells is number 1, Monster Reborn. This is Marik's trump spell card, you could call it. A lot of players use it, but it's best in Marik's deck for the simple fact of Winged Dragon of Ra. Since Winged Dragon of Ra and our character duels have the same effect as in the anime, which puts in Phoenix mode, Monster Reborn does a really good job of helping the deck. And same with Premature Burial. We rock both of them for cards for pretty much just, you keep those in your hand for Winged Dragon of Ra is why you keep them. Cards of Sanctity, we have this card errata where both players draw 6 cards instead of what the card states down here below. So that way we can keep the duel flowing nice, and we can keep a full hand of cards and keep the duel more interesting and a little bit more fun.
What do you mean it's minions?
Yeah, whatever those dudes were called. I can't remember what they're called, but anyways. So next we have a class system. This is another card we had made. Really cool card. What this card does is active when your opponent monster attacks your monster, and it activates its effect. If that monster level is not greater than your monster's level, negate the attack and the effect.
Rare Hunters?
Rare Hunters, that's their name. Thank you, Shane. I cannot think of their name. But yeah, that's one of our errata cards, and Rare Hunters was the word that we were looking for that we cannot come up with. But that's whose Marik's dudes were. So yeah, class system's a cool card we had made. Mask of Remnants, only good if you have Mass Beast of Desgardius. Any other way, it's a piece of shit. Vengeful Bog Spirit, if you don't know what this card does, you need to look it up because it's actually a pretty good card and we use its actual effect. Jam Breeding Machine. We have errata this card where it summons slime tokens that you can sacrifice for god cards. So you can sacrifice the slime tokens for Winged Dragon of Ra if you want. And whenever you sacrifice for the tokens, after you sacrifice a monster for the tokens, this card is destroyed, is how we play it. Dark Spell Regeneration, we also had this card made. Active only when your opponent declares an attack. Select one spell card from either player's graveyard and activate it. After the end of phase, send that card to your opponent's graveyard. So you use this as Monster Reborn too. You just quick activate it, Monster Reborn, Winged Dragon of Ra, and so forth. Black Pendant, pretty standard card. Spell of Pain, another standard card. Magical Excavation, standard card. Left Arm Offering. Now we have this card slightly errated also, where what the card says, if you have 2 or more cards in your hand, banish your entire hand, add 1 spell card from your deck to your hand. You cannot set spell / trap cards during the turn you activate this card. We have errata where you can set spell and trap cards, just like in the anime. Mirror Force, we're starting traps here. Mirror Force, the only other person to use Mirror Force in the anime besides Yugi was Marik, I believe. And we just put this at the top because it's really good cards, and it's probably one of the best trap cards in the game, if not the best. Marik has quite a few trap cards, as you can see, so it's going to take a little bit to get through these. Next is Metal Reflex Slime and Card of Last Will. We have this errated, where pretty much, just like the anime, when you are forced to discard a card out of your hand, draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. So if Yugi uses card destruction or something like on that sort, so you activate Card of Last Will, and you can pretty much, just draw till you have 5 cards. Let's see, Rope of Life. We use that, the same way that in the anime. Jam Defender, same as the card states. Malevolent Catastrophe, we use it as the same. Joyful Doom, here's another one of the cards we had made, and this was another card from the anime. Active only when your opponent tributes a monster for a special summon of a monster. The total attack of the tribute monster is treated as 0. You gain life points equal to the total original attack of those monsters. So with Winged Dragon of Ra, you're going to be draining your life points to keep Winged Dragon of Ra's attack up. So you need cards to help you gain life points and so forth. So this is another good card. Coffin Seller, Relieve Monster, just another couple traps he used. A Zombie Jewel, another card we had made. This card's effect is active only when a card is sent to your opponent's graveyard. Add that card to your hand. Your opponent draws 1 card. So use that on Monster Reborn too, or other cards to bring back monsters. Because Winged Dragon of Ra is pretty much this deck's shit. Hidden Soldiers. We use this as the same card effect as the card states. Really good card. And our last trap card that we have is Nightmare Wheel, which is a really good card. Such one monster your opponent controls, it cannot attack or change its battle position. When it is removed from the field, destroy this card. During each of your standby phases, your opponent takes 500 points of damage. So just another way to chip out your opponent's life points and such. So alrighty guys, thanks a bunch for watching. And if you guys want to leave any feedback, just leave a comment in the down below and let us know. If you guys want to see a deck against another deck, just let us know and we can do that. Like if you want to see Kaiba versus Marik or Yugi versus Joey, or we have a bunch of other character decks, just let us know and we can get to that. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Have a good one.